Good morning, everyone. May I request our principal, Mrs. Meenakshi Panjwani, to kindly light the lamp and inaugurate the event. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Good morning once again. Good morning once again. On behalf of the principal, staff, and students of Army Public School, Jhansi, I extend a warm welcome to all of you. We are indeed honored and privileged to host this online debate competition, the Army Public School Cluster Level English Debate Competition. So before we start our program today, let's have a prayer by our students. Let's seek the blessings of the Almighty and pray for the success of today's event. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Once again, I request the principal to please come up and welcome our chief guest.
A very good morning to one and all present here physically and virtually with us. We are honored to have amongst us our chief guest, Brigadier Randeep Singh Chatta, Commander 614 Independent Mechanized AD Brigade and Chairman of APS Jhansi. So we are honored to have you here. Even our guests, judges, 3 judges are here with us. Ma'am, most welcome. And all the participating teams of APSs in our cluster. I'm sanguine that all the teams have put in their lot of efforts to prepare this debate, and with a very burning topic. Winning and losing is part and parcel of life. Most important is to participate. I'm sure those students, those who have participated in this debate competition, are confident enough to be on this platform, though they were not physically here, but everything has been done online. The training part, the teaching, the entire efforts which the teachers have put in will definitely prove that they are students of our APSs. I once again welcome each one of you. I would request Sapna ma'am to take over.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, sir. A hearty welcome to you. Now, let me introduce all the participating teams. The participating teams are APS Bhopal. Can you just wave out APS Bhopal? APS Bhopal, can you just wave out? APS Jhansi, APS Babina, APS Gwalior, APS Sagor, and APS Kamti. Now, coming on to the most important introduction for the morning, I would like you all to meet our jury members. The first judge for today's event is Mrs. Sarna Kaur. Ma'am, can you just wave out from there? Mrs. Sarna is a qualified postgraduate in English, political science, and history. She qualified for the IAS exam in 1973. Then she served as a teacher in St. Francis Convent High School for 35 years. She has been a sports champion in Bundelkhand Degree College for 5 years and has played volleyball for the Central Railways. After her retirement, she has been working as a freelancer in the top schools of Jhansi. I request the principal to please welcome her. Thank you, ma'am. Our second judge for the day is Mrs. Lakshmi Ram Murthy. Mrs. Murthy is a postgraduate in English, has served Kendriya Vidyalaya for 32 years as TGT English. She was appointed for KV Panama City, US, but couldn't go due to her family commitments. She was the member of the NCERT English Book Framing Committee in 1994. Apart from this, she has been on a trekking expedition in the Middle Himalayas. She has also been an All India Radio artist and a stage performer since 1979. She has done a 6-year course in classical vocal music too. Ma'am, please welcome. I request the Vice Principal to please welcome ma'am. Our next judge is Mrs. Reena Chawla. Mrs. Chawla is a postgraduate topper in English and is working as an English PGT in St. Francis School for the past 13 years. Sir, I would like you to just present the bouquet to ma'am. Thank you so much. Now I welcome the House to give a large round of applause to our judges, who have spared their time and look forward to all your arguments. Now let's have the draw of lot, please. Can we toss, please? I would like to request the coordinators of the participating schools to kindly make a note of the lots. To kindly make a note of the draw of lots. It is a digital draw of lots. Is that final, sir? Please toss. Okay, we are going to toss it 3 times. First toss is over. Let's have the second toss. This is the second toss. And the final one, the third toss. So, the order of speaking would be, at number 1 is team 6. Number 2, team 1. Number 3, team 5. Number 4, team 3. Number 5, team 4. And number 6 would be team 2. The sequence of the interjectors is as follows. Team 3 will interject first. Second interjection will be done by team 2. Third interjection would be done by team 4. Fourth interjection will be done by team 6. Fifth by team 5. And sixth interjection would be done by team 1. Do you want me to repeat the order again? I would just repeat the order again for your convenience. Team 6 is first, Team 1 is second, Team 5 is third, Team 3 is fourth, Team 4 is fifth, and Team 2 is sixth. Order of interjection. The order of interjection is Team 3 will interject first, Team 2 second, Team 4 third, Team 6 fourth, Team 5 fifth, and Team 1 sixth. Now, before we start, may I request, okay. Now, let's have the rules. I would like to read out the rules. For the benefits of all participants and audience, let me quickly take you through all the rules. Now, just listen attentively. Each speaker will get 4 minutes to present their arguments. The time will be recorded digitally on screen. A warning bell would go off at 3 minutes 45 seconds. After this, the speaker will have 15 seconds to conclude his or her point. Any extra time taken will result in negative marking. Interrupting a speaker is forbidden. Each speaker will face a minimum of 2 interjections. Each interjector will ask 2 questions from the speaker for the motion and 2 questions from the speaker against the motion. Each interjector will ask questions from the speaker of the same team. Time for interjection will be 2 minutes. Judgment will be based on the following points: subject matter, confidence, voice modulation, presentation, and replies to the interjection. For the interjector, relevance, validity of the question put forth, and presentation. The judgment will be for the following positions: winning team, runners-up team, best speaker for the motion, best speaker against the motion, and the best interjector. Before we commence, I request all the attendees except the speaker to keep their mics off. And with this, I invite the House to listen to the arguments of our first speaker. The topic for today's debate is artificial intelligence is a boon to human beings. All the best to all the participants, and may the best team win. Arguing for the motion, we have the first participant from Team 1. When you're ready, just give a thumbs up, child. Once you're ready, just give a thumbs up. Are you ready? Your time starts now.
Why are we here today? All of us talking to our individual streams in our respective cities, miles apart. What is this if not artificial intelligence? Good morning, respected principals, honorable judges, teachers, and all present. I have to speak for the moment. Artificial intelligence is a boon to human beings. Due to the pandemic, the world has been pushed into isolation, a major problem for us. We are human beings. We need human connection to survive. Historically speaking, communities thrive collectively. This is for that matter of fact, you solitary confinement as a means of punishment. And prisoners often go mad if thrown into solitary confinement for longer. AI has been a savior in these times. We've been able to connect with trust and strength, learn new activities, and continue to discover and explore ourselves, even while education. All thanks to AI. Every sector, from medical to education to the creative arts, has found a way to continue functioning. And not one of the ways has been possible without the use of artificial intelligence. Even the greatest supporter of AI couldn't deny the huge role that it has played in the past. The main reason why people are scared of AI is their knowledge of AI taking over the world or replacing humans. So, I would like to start by establishing that AI is merely a companion tool. It is a tool in our hands, not a replacement for us. It is here to help us make our lives easier, not to take over the world as Christopher Nolan said. As a part of the talk, at that time I said, the problems and possibilities of AI are reflected with the problems and possibilities of humanity. Thus, I put forth a point for my opponents to wonder for. Is it AI that we're scared of? Or humans? Are we scared of AI taking over the world, or are we scared of what we can do with it? Because if that is the case, then it is not on us. That is solely on us. We are scared of what can the right technology in the wrong person's hands to bring upon us. But we cannot stop developing as a society just because we think so. Because regardless of what we might be talking about, people with enough power will always find a way to misuse it. But the people's AI technology is the most effective. Stephen Hawking, one of the greatest minds of our time, was able to communicate with the world most of his adult life only because of this technology. AI capabilities that detect data and analyze high resolution from satellites, drones, and medical scans would improve our responses to humanitarian emergencies. It has helped us reach the depth of speed and many of the cancer. AI has opened our world to possibilities we never would have thought of, not even in our wildest dreams. Now, is there any scientist using one of the numerous sports that are available? I would recommend by bringing the attention of the audience to the idea of the fact that most of the codes that will be used by my working world today have been found on AI software and have been made by the very people who made AI what it is today. Further proving my point that even the greatest proposals of AI, those who think it has been the direction of the world, cannot live without it. After all, it is not easy to make fun of AI when you're the second biggest person in the world because of your AI software. Thank you.
I request interjector number 1 from team 3 to please come up and ask your questions.
Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
A very good morning to everyone. I am Thomas is here to interject Team 6. So my first question to the speaker for the motion is, though AI is smart and getting intelligent with time, but it can't replicate human beings in any form. What would you like to say about it?
I'm sorry, can you repeat your question, please?
You're not audible, child. Team 3, you are not audible. You're not audible. Interjector 1. Please unmute yourself. Yes.
Though AI is smarter and getting intelligent with time, but it can't replicate human beings in any form. What would you like to say about it?
Thank you for your question, sir. As I stated in my speech, AI is merely a companion to humans, and it is a tool in our hands. I don't think that AI can ever surpass the human mind, and I think that's a good thing. Because it is a tool in our hands. Whatever we program it for, it shall do. And that's why AI can help us in a lot of things. Thank you.
Are you done?
Yes. Though AI but not this.
That is not possible.
Unmute. Please repeat your question and unmute yourself. You're not audible.
Though AI is available for 24/7, but it is not at all necessary that it will work for 24/7. As there can be some server problems and malfunctioning due to which several important tasks would cease to happen. What would you like to say about?
Yes, that AI can have functions sometimes and it is not available 24/7. But let's not forget how useful it can be when it does not. Let's quickly transfer what we're doing here. You and me, we're talking what? Artificial intelligence. Why are we using artificial intelligence? How are we using artificial intelligence? So I don't think it's reasonable to marginalize artificial intelligence just because it might happen sometimes.
Your interjection time is over. Thank you. Now, speaker 2 from team 1 will speak against the motion. Yes, child, please speak something. Just yes, your time starts now.
Healthy brain create healthy society. For brain matter, there is no black and white. But if you're thinking in black and white, you do not have the brain to full potential. The human brain is all problem-solving capability and creativity. It's still not able to understand itself. The modern science, with all of its technological advancements, has not been able to decipher the mysteries of a human mind. So do you think the mechanical efficiency of a fairly advanced machine should be termed as intelligence, or should even be compared to human intelligence? Good morning, respected principals, honorable judges, distinguished guests, teachers, and audiences. I will be speaking against the motion. Artificial intelligence is a boon to human beings. The world of AI is heavily biased. As long as you're stuck in the virtual world, you're shown news, articles, and books cater to your own preferences and ideas, which essentially means you've seen the part of the world that favors your knowledge and that is not our judgment. The youngsters who proudly call themselves the Gen Z have actually learned to cooperate rather than creating activities. Their child is creating lost the world of the Gen Z. I know the school of thought that supports the originality, totally dependent on artificial intelligence, should not be correct. Are we teaching the human system? Are we teaching the human beings as well? We are taking a break for ourselves. It's not to say that only we can create the galaxy. We were not strong in early times. What kind of intelligence would require for their great discovery? We don't know what sonic aliens and control, but why do we forget about James Bond and the quantum engine? We have done all of these things without the presence of AI. We all know that everything that AI can happen. In 2013, Edward Snowden, a former computer intelligence consultant, single-handedly released multiple highly classified documents from the NSA. And in one of those documents, it was stated that the countries of UK and USA have gotten global data in 2010 from a French phone company to spy on international. This represents AI to the society where all of us are potential subjects or on the cyber. It's easy to get back to the height when it comes to AI, but behind the scenes, it's quite expensive proceeding to go. Today's problems such as poverty and hunger are causing numerous deaths all over the world. And yet, it is observed that states and organizations are investing and saving money for AI rather than resolving the existing problems. AI can also be very confusing. Have you ever heard of RTE? Radio isotopes thermoelectric generators. They have been the main power for equal people. It uses plutonium, which is a highly radioactive element. Just imagine what would happen if it were to leak. It will cause disasters at such a scale that we will not be able to do anything about it. Now, before I conclude, I would like to at this point put forward one proposal that should drastically delay the air for the predicted disaster of humanity. But, my dear friends, Albert Einstein, one of the greatest minds of all time, had warned us about the destructive capability of atomic bombs. We must not forget that the human brain has no limits. Further proving my point that the mind of humans is much better than a machine. Again, I must say that the greatest glory of living lies in the human being, the marvel of one's own life, not at the place of one's own creation. Thank you.
Now I invite the interjector. Now I invite the interjector, the first interjector, to please put forth his questions. Interjector from team 3. Yes.
My first question to the speaker is the most case. So, today, human being is completely
Ma'am, there is some network issue. Yesterday also, team 3 had some issues. Yes, please.
Okay, I have to successfully detect human beings. As with the help of AI in detecting diseases, discover new medicines, and test the fraud and wrongdoers. Don't you think that there is a lot of need for AI in today's world?
Thank you for the question, sir. You're right, AI is in some time, but most of AI has done more harm than good for us. Like I mentioned, AI involves for radiation, it uses radiation, which can cause major disasters for our environment, and that is not useful. Also, these credits don't go to AI. It's a human mind that created the AI. So, human mind should be credited for all of the technological advancements in the AI.
The next question is, humans are not precise. They may error easily, but with the help of AI, we can get quick and smarter decisions in the field of focusing and management. What are your thoughts?
Thank you, sir. This is manipulating AI. It would just imagine to have data on nations is getting to some terrorist organization or images made by AI for the human disaster all over the world. Who's going to take responsibility for that? AI is not going to take responsibility. I hope that answers your question. Thank you.
Let's move on to team 2. I would like to invite the first speaker of team 2, speaking for the motion.
Good morning, Mr. Teachers, studio members, and other members. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Yes, you are audible. Your time starts now.
Robots are not going to replace humans. They are going to make the job much more humane. Discipline, demanding, dangerous, done. These are the jobs that robots will be taking. A very pleasant morning to one of Tokyo. Today, I am going to speak for the motion on the topic, artificial intelligence is a boon to human beings. One cannot emphasize enough the influence AI has had on daily people. While many people can get endless discourse on the benefits of this technology, the views of well-known researchers and personalities in this industry lend these discussions some credibility. AI is important because it can give interpretive insights into their operations that may not have been addressed previously, and because in some cases, AI can perform tasks better than humans, particularly when it comes to repetitive, detail-oriented tasks like analyzing large number of legal documents to ensure that relevant fields are handled properly. AI tools often complete jobs quickly and with relatively few errors. It is very important to keep in mind that artificial intelligence is a formative assistant tool that provides aid in everyday tasks that would otherwise be deemed as somewhat careless. This has helped fuel an explosion in efficiency and opened the door to entirely new business opportunities. Prior to the current wave of AI, it would have been hard to imagine to connect drivers to taxis. But today, Uber has become one of the largest companies in the world by doing just that using AI. It utilizes sophisticated machine learning algorithms to predict when people are likely to need rides in certain areas, which helps proactively get drivers on the road before they even need it. As another example, Google has become one of the largest players for range online services by using machine learning to understand how people use their services and then by improving them. If we do it right, we might be able to evolve a form of work that taps into unique human capabilities and restores our humanity. The ultimate paradox is that this technology may become a powerful catalyst that we need to reclaim our own humanity. The advantages of AI are endless, like automating jobs, reduce time for data-heavy tasks, deliver consistent results, and AI-powered opportunities are always available. Artificial intelligence in healthcare and is also being used to predict, find, and understand pandemics such as the COVID-19. AI has advanced even as far as in business, education, law, manufacturing, and even security. The meteorology technology is playing a big role in helping organizations fight cyber. While the unnecessary panic has been introduced that continues to the cause of AI, I would like to take a moment to clarify and redefine AI as a way workforce expansion towards various industries with AI has been found. To understand this include by saying that living is inevitable. There was a time before us and there will be a time after. So prejudice is something that we have no control over is basic. I suggest you hear from the problems that everybody else has. The least of our concern should be AI taking over the world when humans are causing such ruckus around us based on hypothetical statements. Constricting the development and growth of potentially helpful technologies is few times because the human race is affected by its competence. Thank you.
May I request the second interjector to please come up with his questions, with her questions, please.
Good morning, everyone present here. Am I audible? My first question to you goes, some people argue that seeking the business result of work and action makes one unaccountable. But let me remind you, Bhagavad Gita, written thousands of years ago, advises us on the theory and cause, making the doer responsible for all his consequences. The Gita does not absolve anyone from discharging of his or her responsibility. So, if work of humans is customized by all the machines, then who would be responsible for the glitch that might ruin the task?
Good morning and thank you for your question. As I mentioned before, AI is a tool that would help humans in everyday tasks. AI should not be considered as our enemy and instead preventing its growth and development, we should actually work on improving it so that it is able to help humans with relatively few glitches and errors. Thank you.
My second question goes to you. If an IVR interactive voice recorder consider the feeling of a customer, that then robot would be malfunction in that case. The person is being tired of IVR because it does not consider what customer is requesting. So I would ask you that millions of companies have been settled for IVR has been settled for IVL, then who would, and they have been lacking the jobs of person, then who would be responsible for that? May I have your comment on that?
Thank you for your question once again. AI is again a tool that can actually be used to help us, and people who are being removed from their jobs in certain cases, they can actually be trained just as we did during recent times. We train teachers and students to actually operate AI. The same can be done for uneducated people, so they can actually be placed there and help other people also operate AI. Also, as far as IVR is concerned, I would again like to say that it is not actually the fault of artificial intelligence, but actually the people who are operating it. So again, it rounds back to humans. Thank you.
Now I invite speaker number 2 to come forward and put your arguments, please. Yes, your times. Are you ready? You are not audible. You are not audible.
Good morning, ma'am. Am I audible now?
Yes, you are audible. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Your time starts now.
Good morning to one and all present here. Artificial intelligence is a bane to the world. One of the most amazing characteristics of human cognitive power is its ability to develop with age and experience. But whenever we talk about artificial intelligence, we can never say that it develops with experience, rather it faces some wear and tear with time. So whenever there's some change in the input, the AIs need to be reassessed, retrained and even rebuilt in some situations. Since AI algorithms are built by human beings, there can be some built-in biases by those either intentionally or inadvertently introduced into the system. AIs are programmed for certain situations and cannot be expected to provide biased decisions when it comes to non-programmed situations. AIs can become skilled machines but will never take the ability of human brain because skills can be learned and mastered, whereas abilities come naturally and can only be honed. AIs can become smarter and more efficient than human beings, but will never possess emotions and moral concepts which are the innate characteristics of human beings. Abusing the benefits of AI can make humans highly dependent on these machines. A shift in human experience can reduce the number of hours to do a job, which might seem to be a utopia at first, but will only make humans more lazy and less creative in future. I repeat, humans will become more lazy and less creative. Also, the incorporation of AI into new fields is a matter of concern, especially with AI-enabled forms of terrorism. Through autonomous drones or robotic swarms to remote attacks, even spread of diseases through nanorobots consist of a potential threat. Nick Bilton, a tech columnist, wrote in New York Times, the upheavals of AI can escalate quickly and become scarier and even cataclysmic. Imagine how a medical robot originally programmed to get rid of cancer can conclude that the best way to obliterate cancer is to exterminate humans who are genetically prone to the disease. AI is set to improve the economy of the world, but it will be at the cost of millions of people globally who will either have to upgrade their skills or even look for new occupations. For example, in China, some custom officers are now robots, and in Japan, robots as housemates is an emerging trend. Claude Shannon said, I visualize a time when we will be to robots what dogs are to humans, and I am rooting for machines. Let me remind you that the creator of AI is a human being. So it is not the guns that kill, but the person behind the trigger. Now, artificial intelligence can be really harmful to our existence if they are programmed if they are programmed to make their own decisions and do so in a dangerous way. Whenever we debate among ourselves whether artificial intelligence is a boon or a bane, it should be the intelligence and the greed of human beings that should answer the question. At the end of the day, humans are in control but are paving the path for destruction at the hands of intelligent machines. I end my debate with a quote from Stephen Hawking: "The real risk with AI is not malice, but competence. A super intelligent AI will be extremely good at accomplishing its goals, and if those goals are not aligned with ours, we are in trouble." Thank you.
Thank you. Now I invite the interjector to interject team 2.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
My first question to you is, I heard people saying that artificial intelligence is going to discomfort them in upcoming future. As you are advocating against the topic, you must also argue against the safer cars which are not going to have accidents in upcoming future. Human errors are born by humans, and these are being reduced by machines. What would you like to say on that?
Thank you for your question. And as you mentioned about safer cars or driverless cars is what I am thinking you are talking about, they have actually caused many incidents where they didn't consider human beings as humans and instead they just ran across them. And these incidents have been recorded multiple times. And AIs are actually just machines or tools that can assist us, but they can never master any technique for which humans have been developed for all these years.
My second question to you is, robots can write, but no robots can act like human when it comes to disgrading people, in that case. As humans are being surrounded by robots and software, they rare for the real experiences. The rare, the real and the visceral will start the currency. What would you like to say on that?
Exactly. Robots can never possess the emotional abilities or moral concepts just like a human could. Human can never, the emotions that we express can never be expressed by robots. So that is why we are against the topic that humanoids or self-thinking ability shouldn't be given to robots or artificial intelligence. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to team 3. Arguing for the motion, we have the first speaker from team 3.
Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Your time starts now.
Alexa, set a timer for 4 minutes. Timer, 4 minutes, starting now. Okay, Google, what's in my schedule today? You have one event for today, demonstrating how artificial intelligence is a boon to human beings. Sounds familiar? I'm sure it does. Welcome to a new era in human history, the augmented age. In this new era, our natural human capabilities are going to be augmented by computational systems that help us think, robotic systems that help us make, and a digital nervous system that connects us to the world far beyond our natural senses. Good morning, everyone, honorable chief guests, respected judges, and all the esteemed dignitaries. Today, I will be speaking for the topic, Artificial Intelligence is a boon to human beings. Artificial intelligence is understood as any kind of artificial computational system that shows an intelligent behavior, a complex behavior actually, that is conducive to reaching its goals. Now, as soon as we talk about AI, we have our intellectuals saying, what about the job? What about people? And then we have another very considerate section of people saying, machines that can think for themselves? Have you gone crazy? What about safety? And I'm more than obliged to answer these questions. This is exactly our relationship with technology. First, we quite don't understand it and we are programmed to fear it. We think technology is good for productivity, but bad for jobs. This is called automation angst, and it's not something new. Across all of history, throughout all these innovation, agricultural, industrial, automation, IT, this theory has been falsified. In reality, work has always created work. In fact, it's been estimated that roughly around 8 million job opportunities will be created in the AI sector alone. Artificial intelligence has the potential to revolutionize each aspect of daily life. Work, mobility, the medicine, economy, communication, and much more. And most importantly, you can actually work with a computer to solve a problem that we have never faced before. Climatic changes, for instance, and believe me, that day isn't far away when you will be able to show your creation to a computer and they'll say, sorry dear, that thing's not going to work. And we're actually starting to see such technology out there. Ever heard of Airbus? Well, it has a 3D printed cabin partition that has been designed by AI. And guess what? It's stronger than the original, yet half the weight. You see, artificial intelligence and mankind can coexist. Why are my opponents so afraid of artificial intelligence? It's because this concept of AI is so hard to grasp that we tend to base our imagination on what we have seen in movies. Chitti, Ravan, Jeevan? Let me tell you a secret. It's not going to happen. We are creating a world that will have intelligent machines in it, no doubt about that. But it's not for them, it's a world for us. Artificial intelligence is not that potential boogeyman that people are forcing it to be, but I also don't mean that we should be careless while operating AI. I'm talking about safe implementation of artificial intelligence properly with all the rules and regulations about ethical implications. We're not headed towards a catastrophe at all, but we're actually headed towards a future where we will be augmented cognitively, physically, and perceptually. We're going to have a world with more variety, more connectedness, more dynamism, more complexity, more adaptability, and of course, much more beauty. And to me, it's a world worth looking forward to. Your timer for 4 minutes has ended now. Thank you very much.
The third interjector is invited for the rebuttal, please.
Yes, Ra.
You are not visible. Please switch on your camera. Yeah, you are visible now. Your time starts now.
Members and my dear friends. My question is, how AI in the country is successful where a big number of people living below poverty line?
Thank you so much for your question. Please let me tell you that I have been talking about human-AI collaboration. Our government can collaborate with artificial intelligence to provide education to almost everyone in our country. That is going to elevate us from the level of poverty to the level of a... Thank you.
Thank you for your answer. My next question is, in the age of Alexa, chatbots and robots,
slip-ups and more consumption of time? Thank you so much for your question. As I've already mentioned in my speech, that people are always afraid when there is a new invention in our world. But this theory has already been falsified. We were thankful when automation were introduced, but people were against it. But today we are thankful for it. AI will not be taking jobs of anyone because human beings are irreplaceable. Thank you.
Now, coming up is speaker number 2 speaking against the motion.
Good morning, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Your time starts now. Just hold on. Just hold on. Wait. Your time starts.
Nature created humans, and now humans are making more intelligent humans in the name of robots that are all set to terminate their creators. AI is no more a fictional or a sci-fi movie concept. It is pretty much reality today. All of us are constantly interacting with AI through Google Assistant, Siri, Alexa, and other such command robots. Okay, let me ask a question. How many phone numbers do you remember? I hardly remember any. Or the directions and routes we know? Very few of us. I believe this is the level of dependency that we possess on AI today. So it's high time that we must also look at the dark side of artificial intelligence. I wish a very good morning to Honorable Chief Guests, esteemed jury members, respected dignitaries, teachers, and all my worthy contemporaries. Today, I would like to put forth my opinion against the topic, artificial intelligence is a boon to human beings. Really? Let's see. Digital amnesia is the tendency to forget information that is readily available to us. This is better known as the Google effect. Even the smallest of things that we do on our devices leaves severe imprint on our minds. Human beings are constantly losing their memory, their senses of physical orientation, and even the things that make us happy. Depression, stress, everywhere. AI will soon be a nightmare. Dependency on AI for daily jobs will also create mass-level unemployment and affect meaningful welfare. They are programmed to think logically and are more practical, and we expect creativity from it. Come on. Short-term impact of AI depends on who operates it, but this debate requires us to think of the longer run that relies on whether it can be controlled at all, because soon we will enter a world where AI is not merely a player in the economic industry, but the hegemon that we all are subservient to. CAPTCHAs are getting harder day by day, but why? Because the earlier ones were easily decodable by internet bots. I may share an incident of 2017 when Sophia the robot got its citizenship of Saudi Arabia. Is it really worthy to give human rights to a robot who does not even have her own decision-making ability? No, I don't think so. Moreover, such robots will always remain inaccessible for regular individuals like me, you or us, because it requires large amount of investment that is only affordable by franchises like Microsoft, Tesla, SpaceX, etc. Further, this will also widen the gap between rich and poor. Such complex computers are deprived of necessary ethical and moral attributes, which has and will prove fatal for humanity. We were animals. We became humans due to our cognitive ability. Now, by transferring that to artificial intelligence, we will soon be animals again. This all might sound very filmy, but let me tell you, everything in this world was once an imagination. By far the greatest danger of artificial intelligence is that people conclude too early that they understand it.
Concluding, I would only say that we need to think wisely before the regulated becomes the regulator. It's now or never. Thank you. Yes, you are.
My question is, don't you feel that there will be brain drain if the system does not provide a platform for the highly qualified AI professionals? Wouldn't it be miserable for them to look for jobs in other countries only, not India?
Thank you for your question. Artificial intelligence has already displaced nearly 69,000 people in India alone in the past 1 decade. And in a country like this, where more than 60% of the population is engaged in the primary sector, it is difficult for me to believe that AI is going to earn bread for them. Thank you.
Somehow, I don't agree. But anyways, thank you for your answer. My next question is, how can you relate your viewpoint with the concept of digital India?
Thank you for your question. I'm not relating my concept with digital India. I'm just saying that artificial intelligence will definitely be a bane to humanity for always. Throughout my speech, I've mentioned how artificial intelligence is causing much of distress amongst the people and is causing problems in every other domain. Thank you.
Thank you, children. Now we have speaker number 1 from team 4 speaking for the motion. We have speaker number 1 from team 4 speaking for the motion. Okay. Just check your mic. Just check your mic, child. Yeah, you are audible. Your time starts now.
John McAfee was the first who invented the term artificial intelligence in the year 1966. According to the PwC, the global GDP
Just hold on.
14%
Just hold on.
in 2030.
Just hold on.
15.7.
Just hold on. Start all over again. Okay? Just start all over again. Just move a little back from the, away from the mic. Your voice is echoing. Just stand at a distance. Yeah, I think that would be fine. Just do a voice check.
Ma'am, am I audible?
No, your voice is cracking. Just speak again.
Ma'am, am I audible now?
You are audible, but that clarity of voice is not there. That clarity is not there. That voice clarity is not there. Huh? Just ask your technical team if they can arrange something else.
Yes, ma'am.
For the time being, okay, now just try the voice check again, once again. Just try speaking something, child. Just speak something. Just try a voice check. Am I audible? No, voice is not audible at all. No, your voice is not audible. Lot of disturbance. Let's move on to the next team. Till the time you all can fix the problem. Fine.
Just tell us to hold on, please. Just tell us to hold on. Tell this lady to hold on, please. Tell the teacher.
Correct disturbance.
Just let me speak. Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Ma'am, you are audible. That voice clarity is not there, ma'am. It's
Ma'am,
cracking.
if I am audible, these speakers should also be audible.
No, ma'am, your voice is cracking. It is cracking.
Ma'am, then there must be network problem. Here, we are here.
Okay.
We are absolutely
Ma'am?
clear here, madam. We have lots of dynamic.
Okay, ask her to speak then.
So I'll take
Okay, it's okay, ma'am. Please ask the speaker to speak. Continue.
Ma'am, are we audible?
You are audible, ma'am, but that voice clarity is not there.
There is no are we audible? Okay. Now,
Ma'am, you are audible, but that clarity is not there. We have to actually stress to understand what you are speaking.
and then there must be some problem with the connection probably. Because here we are quite clear.
Now it's okay, ma'am. You can ask the speaker to continue.
Okay.
John McCarthy was the
Wait,
first
just
to
wait,
invent
child.
the
Let us
term
start the timer. Let us start the timer. Now your time starts now.
John McCarthy was the first who invented the term artificial intelligence in the year 1956. According to PwC, by 2030, the global GDP will rise up to 15%, which is $15.7 trillion. A very good morning to one and all present here today. I, Shruti, am standing before you speaking for the motion that artificial intelligence is a boon to human race. We are in the 21st century where the artificial intelligence has slowly but surely entered each and every area of our lives. Today, AI has been a hot topic everywhere to discuss about and is making its way into human healthcare infrastructures, inventions, and even education. AI is the basis of all computer learning and also the future of all complex decision making. If I talk about an example, most of the people can configure how not to lose in tic-tac-toe, though there are thousands of moves from which hundreds of moves will end just because of a single draw. The phrase human error was born because humans make mistakes from time to time. Artificial intelligence, however, will not make these mistakes. Let the artificial intelligence be doing the risky things for us. Let it be going to Mars. Let it explore the deepest parts of the oceans. Let it diffuse a bomb and do the mining of coal and oil for us. It can be used effectively in the natural and man-made disasters. Have you heard about Chernobyl nuclear power plant explosion? At the time, there were no AI-powered robots that could minimize the effect of radiation by controlling the fire in its early stages. AI can be used in such situations where interventions can be disastrous. AI for national security. The security and the financial sector have been intensively using artificial intelligence in order to provide an incredible service to their people. When we talk about education, teaching learning process is a very complex process. Artificial intelligence has been playing the role of a teacher and in this pandemic situation, also as a medium for the teachers to teach their students. Being aware of current situation, we are able to meet each other, we are able to communicate with each other just because of artificial intelligence. I would like to ask my worthy opponents to just have a look around us. What do you see? What do you observe? Definitely, your answer would be artificial intelligence. All the facilities that we have been enjoying today are the boon of artificial intelligence to the human race. Whenever we have a doubt, we simply say, okay Google, where is the most loving word of today's generation? And there it is, the solution to our problem is right in front of us. This is artificial intelligence, my dear friends. The tools and technologies that we have about are problems of AI. And it's going to be really interesting to see how society is using artificial intelligence. Well, how to me, it's going to be really cool. AI is not going to exterminate us. Rather, it's a tool to empower us. To all those who say that AI will silence just like saying that a calculator will start doing its own calculations. The key of humans will decide the rise of robots doesn't get out of the hands. The artificial intelligence has been acting as a main driver for emerging technologies, and the truth is, it will continue further. I would like to conclude with an emphatic appeal. All the AI-driven machines such as drones, self-driving cars, and simulators are just examples of how precious lives can be saved by artificial intelligence. With this, I conclude. Thank you.
Now I invite the interjector from Team 4 to ask his questions.
Good morning, everyone. Audible?
Yes, you are audible. Your time starts now.
Since that we are first, since artificial intelligence works upon the algorithm based upon in case
Sorry, your voice is not audible here.
Just hold on, child. Please repeat your question. You are not audible. Be a little louder. Be a little loud.
Am I audible now?
Start your question.
Then artificial intelligence works upon the algorithm provided by human. In case it faces a situation which are not programmed by us, or simply misunderstands the environment. So what will be the use of such a technology which leaves humanity helpless?
Your voice is very low. Please repeat the question. Louder. Please be a little louder.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Since artificial intelligence works upon the algorithms provided by human beings, in case artificial intelligence counters the situations which are not being programmed by us, or simply misunderstands its environment, so what will be the use of such technology if it leaves humanity helpless?
Thank you for your question. Artificial intelligence doesn't make any mistakes, as I mentioned in my debate, until and unless that mistake is made from our side. It cannot take the decisions on its own and has to be provided the commands that we have to use. Artificial intelligence has been used for centuries to serve the people and will continue to be the slave of humans. It is not that artificial intelligence will not have any disadvantages. Every invention and creativity will have them, but we as humans need to take care of it.
Now my second question to you is, as you mentioned in your speech that artificial intelligence has helped human race to counter the situations such as COVID-19. But I want you to mention this phrase also, that with the help, this artificial intelligence is very expensive to afford, and everybody can't afford it. So my question is that, is artificial intelligence widening the gap between rich and poor?
Thank you for your question once again. As I mentioned in my debate, according to PwC, the global GDP will rise up to 14%, which is $15.7 trillion. And according to the Salesforce, 51% of small businessmen will allow the artificial intelligence when it comes on investing. So it is not that it is maintaining the distance between poor and the rich person. It is not like that. Artificial intelligence will be available for each and every race, for every human.
Thank you.
Now, speaker number 2 will come up to speak against the motion. Now, speaker number 2 will come up to speak against the motion.
Good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
May I start?
Yes, please. Your time starts now.
As society continues to grow and meet The answer should be artificial intelligence. What exactly is artificial intelligence, or also known as the AI? Let me answer you. From sync to self-driving cars is all about artificial intelligence. A very good morning to one and all present here. My name is Amish and I am here to speak against the motion for the debate on the topic. Artificial intelligence is a boon for human beings. When we talk about artificial intelligence, we are creating a machine which has the ability to behave like a human brain. But we always need to remember one thing, that artificial intelligence is itself a creation by a human being. This makes the point very clear that our very own intellectual human brain has the capability to think, create and invent. But now, as AI is advancing, it has started to take over all these capabilities of the human brain. Now let's talk about some major disadvantages of artificial intelligence. Machines require repairing and maintenance, which need a plenty of costs. Even its creation requires a huge cost, just because they are complex machines. And there is no doubt that instead of doing our things ourselves and depending on artificial intelligence for it, we are making ourselves lazy. By now, everyone has heard the predictions that self-driving cars could cost 5 million jobs being lost. But only few of us understand the fact that if artificial intelligence is good enough to drive a car, it is good enough to do a lot of other things too. So it won't be millions of people out of work. It would be tens of millions. The other disadvantages of artificial intelligence would be that they do not have emotions, they lack out-of-the-box thinking, they have no ethics, and the list goes on. Elon Musk once said that if artificial intelligence went bad and 95% of the population were killed, the rest 5% would be extinguished soon after. So despite its uncertainties, it has certain features of very bad risks. Artificial intelligence is the reality of this world, but we must take a note of what Joseph Weizenbaum, a pioneer of AI, said, that we must not let computers take important decisions for us, because AI as a machine would never possess human qualities, such as compassion and wisdom, which are important qualities to discern, to judge, and to make important decisions. While discussing artificial intelligence, even our honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji said that we should have no doubt that human creativity and human emotions are the greatest strength of the society, and that they are our unique advantage over machines. Ladies and gentlemen, we should understand the fact that artificial intelligence is just a tool. We should use it properly and regulate it to avoid dangers and mistakes. Machine intelligence is the last invention that humanity would ever need to make. Now, I would like to conclude with a quote by Jean Baudrillard. The saddest part of artificial intelligence is that they lack artifice and hence intelligence. Thank you.
Now I invite interjector number 4 to come up with his questions, please.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, you are. Your time starts now.
My first question to you is, let me highlight the point that with the help of artificial intelligence, human beings are able to perform complex calculations within a matter of seconds. So don't you think that with the help of artificial intelligence, our development speed is being boomed up?
Thank you for your question, firstly. That is the major problem of artificial intelligence. Because, as you mentioned, that artificial intelligence can solve complex problems for us. Isn't that a problem? Because we earlier used to use our own minds to calculate and to solve complex problems. But now we are depending on artificial intelligence fully and not using our own minds. Thank you.
My next question to you is that without artificial intelligence, the fastest vaccine which was made, that was for mumps, and it took around 4 years to develop. But now with the help of artificial intelligence, we are capable of making AIDS for the disease so-called corona in less than a year. So I want your statement upon this topic.
Thank you for your question, firstly. Artificial intelligence is good in some ways, but it is disadvantageous for us in many ways and which cannot be overlooked, and because it can cause destruction to this world. It can cause problems like unemployment and distribution of powers and many more things, and it is not available for everyone. They have so much high costs of maintenance which can cause problems for us. So we can't say that they are advantages for us. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, children. Now I invite speaker number 1 from team 5 to speak for the motion. Speaker number 1 from team 5. Team 5. No, 4th is over, ma'am. Team 5. Can we have the speaker please on the screen? Yes. According to the order, team 5. Yes. Please, you can do your voice check before you start. It is team 4, the number allotted to team number 4, the number 4. You are team 5 today in order. Preeti ma'am, please ask your students. Okay, just do a voice check.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. You can start. Your time starts now.
Hey Google, what time is it? Hey Google, can you set my alarm for 6 a.m.? Hey Google, give my grocery list to the nearest store, please. Dear Google, you are my favorite form of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence can be formed for most of the human disciplines, from art and literature to commerce and sociology, and from computational biology and decision analysis to games and puzzles. Check, respected dignitaries, student members, and I'm going to speak in favor of the motion. Artificial intelligence is a boon to human beings. In the modern era, when humans have stepped in space age, explored the moon, and now aiming for stars, when they have all progressed from leaps and bounds in the medical field, aeronautics, transportation, banking, military defense, forensic science, security, and whatnot. All this has been possible with the aid of artificial intelligence. I'll show you the need, practicality, and benefits of AI in the modern context. AI has become a boon for lessening human labor and doing tasks easily with minimal errors. It can operate 24/7 without any interruption or break, and does augment with the processing potential and the abilities. New uses of AI and predictive analytics have the potential to change almost every facet of every organization. Take anti-money technology. Hundreds of organizations worldwide use AML to identify illegal financial transactions across the globe. And using this technology has shown a reduction in false positives by 50 to 70%, leaving the staff to focus more on the cases that are truly harmful to the company and its customers. Computer vision technology of AI is solving human problems. Doctors are using it examples. Breast cancer in women can be detected at a very early age using AI-based technologies. AI has revolutionized business decision making, as it can make Computer vision is also crucial for self-driving vehicles, including cars. Strong used in big consequences, as it provides the vehicles 360-degree views with sensors that can detect objects up to hundreds of meters away. One of the biggest advantages of AI is that it can work on many risky limitations by creating an AI robot. For example, have you heard about the Chernobyl nuclear plant explosion in Ukraine? At that time, there were no AI-powered robots that could help minimize the effect of radiation by controlling the fire at an early stage. And what about the missile radar created by NASA? It can forecast natural calamities and hence the loss of many humans and resources can be saved. To tell you more about the benefits of AI, what if we have some sort of technology that can check the reliability of information that is shared to you by the media? The Satyan issue chatbot created by English students is capable to check rumors and confusions created by media. And what about natural language processing? Today we have access to air right in your pocket. I can ask that phone what temperature it is outside or what time is the shop down the street closes. It understands my question, accesses the information and answers to me in my language. Quite exciting, isn't it? Life has changed completely. AI has the ability to interconnect individuals, companies, states, and nations. And for all the other reasons, I'd like to reiterate that the motion must stand. And before I conclude, one of my worthy opponents earlier said that AI can make us distant, whereas that's completely true. I completely disagree with it, as artificial intelligence is connecting individuals, companies, states, and nations. Thank you, Jay.
Now I invite interjector number 5 to come up and put forth his questions. Interjector number 5.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
First of all, I'd like to wish a very good morning to all the respected dignitaries. My first question to the speaker for the motion is, in your speech, you mentioned how artificial intelligence is useful in predicting natural calamities. However, 2 to 3 days before, there was a landslide in Himachal Pradesh in which many lives were lost. How was artificial intelligence able to help in that situation?
You are not clear. Can you please repeat your question?
Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. Just repeat your question. It was breaking in between.
In your speech, you mentioned artificial intelligence helps in preventing natural calamities. However, a few days ago, there was a landslide in Himachal Pradesh in which many lives were lost. How was artificial intelligence able to help save the lives of the people there?
Just like you said, for example, this was the one thing that you mentioned that AI is not able to detect. What about the other millions of lives that are saved due to this artificial intelligence and these applications and these processes that can detect the natural calamities, what is about to happen, and many people are removed from the area and then their lives are saved. So many resources are saved just because AI and these forecasting machines can tell us that this is going to happen in the future and we can be prepared for it from earlier.
Thank you for that answer. My next question to you is, Stephen Hawking, one of the most renowned scientists of the 21st century, has said that artificial intelligence is nothing but disadvantageous to mankind and it should be terminated as soon as possible. So how can you say that artificial intelligence can help us when one of the most renowned scientists is imploring us, mankind, to terminate artificial intelligence as soon as possible?
Your time is up.
Thank you for your question.
Let's move on to the...
Correct you at the place. You said that...
If you wish to answer, you can answer, child, but you will not be marked for this because your time is up. You continue answering.
Ma'am, the question took time.
Please, if you want to respond, please respond.
Even though Stephen Hawking, you are mentioning that Stephen Hawking said that artificial intelligence would do nothing but harm to humankind, but I think you're forgetting that Stephen Hawking also said that it can either be the best or the worst. And Stephen Hawking himself used an artificially powered machine to talk to other people and express his views.
Okay, now moving on to the second speaker from Team 5. The second speaker is going to speak against the motion.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Your time starts now.
Anything that prevents human beings from developing their full potential and amplifying their inner skills, can it be a boon in any way? Jai Hind, respected judges, jury members, dignitaries. Today I am standing before you to speak against the motion. Artificial intelligence is a boon to human beings. It has been rightly said by a world-famous astrophysicist Stephen Hawking that the development of full artificial intelligence would spell the end of human race. It would take off its own and redesign itself. Human beings who are limited by their biological evolution couldn't compete and will be superseded. Here I will bring into notice most important points that often go unnoticed in the light of all these enticing offers that AI promises. The world today is meteorically digitalizing, connecting everybody with internet. While busy on internet, we often ignore the security of our data. Our data and information is always vulnerable to any artificially created intelligent malware. Pegasus malware that was recently in news is just a demo. Any further advancements in the capabilities of AI on digital platforms significantly exposes our information and threatens our digital security. Not to mention that weaponization of AI brings complex security challenges not only to a nation's decision makers but also to its common people. Now, I would like to ask that don't you feel that we are becoming a part of this rat race while keeping up with these latest technological advancements? It is very hazardous for human health as people develop a kind of toxic lifestyle in the absence of physical labor and contact with the sun. The aggression in modern generation is giving rise to so many crimes in the society. Today's lonely, isolated and depressed lifestyle is a direct result of more involvement with artificial intelligence. In a developing nation like India, AI can never be a boon where so many people earn their daily bread through hard labor. Now, it is a situation that specialized skills of AI no longer guarantee steady employment even in white-collar fields. Also, how can we avoid perpetuating biases while developing algorithms for these machines? Recent example of racial bias in human society was seen at Amazon with CNBC, an experimental recruiting tool designed using AI systematically discriminated against women. These artificially created machines and their functions are always limited to their programming. Live example in the United States where a cleaning robot threw a baby in the dustbin. The intelligence that human beings got is natural intelligence. This is exactly what distinguishes them from every other living organism on Earth. Already we are dependent on artificially created machines for problem solving and analytical thinking. What if we start depending on these machines for other tasks? Human mind is more likely to stay inactive, thereby hindering everybody's mental development. Now, while we can are about to learn, think, or copy like humans, but we can never give it feelings, emotions, and most importantly, a soul, something that belongs to a human personally. A conscience, inner voice that tells us right and wrong can never be possessed by any robotic gadget. One of my worthy opponents said that AI has made our life easier. I would like to tell her that it has been rightly said in a poem to technology that you brought us closer, then made us more distant, simplified our task only to make our life more difficult. You made us feel closer and secure, yet gave us tools to break it. You have become a new addiction. Here, our analysis has demonstrated that world can be made a better place to live in the absence of any artificially created technology. So, for all these reasons, this motion must fall. And with this, I would like to conclude that all these disadvantages seems to heavily outweigh all these so-called advantages that my worthy opponents claim that AI wins with it. Thank you very much.
I invite the interjector to put forth his questions.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So my first question to you is, you said that AI is causing depression among the youths of today. However, it has been proved by millions of scientists and theorists that the cause of this is social media, not artificial intelligence. So on what basis are you accusing the fact that artificial intelligence is causing depression among the youth?
Actually, the internet, that children are spending time on internet, this is also a kind of artificial intelligence. This can analyze the situation and understand. Children are becoming frustrated and impatient. They are becoming irritable. It also radiates radiations that negatively affect children. So this is indeed an artificial intelligence, and this is negatively affecting children.
Thank you for your answer. My next question to you is, in your speech, you've clearly mentioned how artificial intelligence is disadvantageous. However, day before yesterday, our Prime Minister addressed the nation in which he launched a program called AI for Everyone and specifically said that artificial intelligence is the future of the world and he wants every Indian citizen to be in the flow with it. So how can you say that artificial intelligence is disadvantageous when a Prime Minister is encouraging us to use artificial intelligence?
Here, I would like to specify that more than 360 million people in India are striving for basic needs. They don't have access to basic education and basic necessities. The development of AI, how can development of AI help those poor people? I think we must invest energy, time and resources to improve the basic grassroots problems of our country.
Thank you for your answer.
Thank you, children. Let's move on to the sixth team now. I invite speaker number 1 from team 6 to speak for the motion.
To all the jury members in the back, am I audible?
Time starts now.
We were once in the Stone Age, then the Bronze Age, and now the Iron Age. If there is any scope of development left, the AI age awaits us. Greetings to one and all present. The topic for today's debate is artificial intelligence is a boon to human beings, and I firmly stand for the motion. Before we begin today's discussion, it is important to understand the term artificial intelligence. AI is all about the simulation of human mind into machines for better problem solving. So when a machine mimics human-like behavior, like you and me, it is said to be artificially intelligent. In the 21st century, AI has become a very sought-after subject for research and development. Scientists are working hard to use this technology to make life easier and more productive. Countries are spending millions to fund researches based on artificial intelligence. Surely, something that is driving so many minds with so much of money is bound to be of extraordinary importance, right? Let us talk about an issue closer home, which we can all associate with. In 1999, Pakistani forces illegally occupied Indian posts in Kargil. To understand the degree of intrusion, GPS data could have been of excellent use. But since India did not have its indigenous navigation system, it had to request data from the United States. The US denied this critical data to India, and as always, necessity is the mother of all inventions. India moved on to creating its own navigation system called NAVIC. This critical data analysis powered by GPS could have saved so many lives. I hope this example proves the credibility and the need of AI to my opponents. Moving on to a more recent example, throughout the COVID 19 crisis, AI has fought this pandemic alongside us. It would have been impossible for us to maintain data and regulate COVID test results at a quick pace without intelligent machines. Right from discovering new variants of this virus to the making of vaccines that prevent it, AI has helped us in all possible ways. Okay, let's talk statistics. In 1947, life expectancy was just 36.7 years. With huge developments in the medical field powered by AI, it has increased to 68.9 years. My opponents may question, is artificial intelligence greater than human intelligence? No, it is not. It is not meant to be. AI is not greater than human intelligence, but it is more efficient in all possible ways. It can work 24/7 without breaks and yet produce error free results. It is time we accept the fact that we do make mistakes, whereas AI machines do not. They are quick, practical, and user friendly. AI has embedded itself everywhere, right from self driven cars to virtual home assistants, military weapons, educational platforms, chatbots. The list can go on and on. Doesn't it amaze you how this technology has changed the complete dynamics and working of our society? Hence, it is safe to say that AI has left its mark on today's society, and it indeed is a boon to the human race. We need to acknowledge the fact that it's artificial intelligence. It's here and it's here to stay. Now, still, if my opponents disagree with me, I wholeheartedly support the motion. We all know artificial intelligence cannot surpass human ignorance. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now I request interjector number 6 to come up with his questions.
Good morning. Hoping that I'm audible, I ask you my first question. Do you think that humans are perfect and humans do not make any mistakes?
Thank you for the question. Humans make mistakes, and that's exactly what I told in my speech. And that is exactly why we need AI. I'm not advocating the fact that AI is greater than humans, but I sure am advocating the fact that AI is more efficient. As I said earlier, it can work error free. And who would want to work hard if there's an easy alternative to everything? Thank you.
Further continuing our argument, I ask you, if humans can make mistakes, can AI not replicate those mistakes thinking that if its creator can do the same mistake, it must be right?
Thank you for your question once again. As I said before, humans make mistakes, AI does not. AI does not replicate human mistakes because AI does not replicate human behavior. AI has a different intelligence of its own. Yes, the algorithms are written by human, but they are worked upon by other coders. They are worked upon by a group of people and not just an individual, hence creating less room for mistakes and malfunctions. Thank you very much.
Even though you answered both my questions in the same manner, I'll thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
I invite speaker number 2 from team 6 to come up with his arguments.
Honorable jury members, am I audible at the back? There is something common in all of us. That is, we all are part of the most evolved and intelligent species on the planet Earth. But by developing artificial intelligence, we are stupidly trying to defy the superiority of natural creation. A very warm good morning to one and all present here. The topic for today's debate is artificial intelligence is a boon for human beings, and I firmly stand against the motion. Artificial intelligence is about making machines more human-like, giving them the independency to make decisions on their own based upon their past experiences. There is a very big misconception which the people generally have. That is, they think AI is accurate, reliable, and does not make mistake, while the actual scenario is completely opposite. They have badly mistaken software technology for AI. Software technology works on clear instructions of coding, while AI works on uncertain algorithms. The millions of robots who are actually helping us in the industries are made up of software technology, while there are only 20 AI robots of very little significance. In one of the experiments by Janila Shane, who is working in the field of AI from past 20 years, she asked an AI program to reassemble the part of robot and to move it from point A to point B. The results were bizarre. In order to become more efficient, the AI piled itself up in the form of a tower and let itself fall to point B. So today's AI will do what we ask it to, but may not do what we actually want it to do. Artificial intelligence is doing more harm to society than any good. To support this statement, let me illustrate. AI is used for recommending various content on social media platforms such as YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and many others. But the problem is with the algorithm it uses. It simply recollects data from the past experience and decides that so and so content went viral the last time. So I must recommend this content to the next person, and there are high chances that he'll like it. But it gravely fails to understand what is actually expressed inside that content. The recommended content can be explicit, contemptuous, or even offensive to an independent community. Such a harm to society is irreparable. Lockheed Martin is one of the most powerful, influential, and richest weapon making company in the world. It is investing heavily in AI these days. I fear that we are repeating the same mistake of 1940s of creating hydrogen bomb in the excuse of defense. AI is employed in deadly weapons even at its developing stage. For an instance, Pegasus X-47B. This fighter jet drone can start on its own, flies the mission alone, but the worst part is that it can take kill decision on its own. We all are putting too many natural resources for developing AI. These resources include alarming amount of steel, aluminium, copper, and rubber. We are in such times of dramatic climate change and massive environmental hazards that our present concern should not be about the ease of life that AI will bring, but should be about the possibility of life on Earth. Although I do not believe at all that AI will ever take over humans. But AI doesn't have empathy for us either. I remember watching Sophia, the world's first robotic citizen on Tonight Show, where she played a match of stone, paper, scissors with Jimmy Fallon. Sophia won the game, but what she said after that is very, very disturbing. Sophia said, and I quote, "This is a good beginning of my plan to dominate human race." Thank you everyone for your valuable time. Thank you very much.
May I request interjector number 6 to come up with his questions.
Good morning, my friend. My first question to you is, in the current medical field, AI-embedded robots are being used to perform precise surgical operations. If this can't be considered a boon to the mankind, I implore you to answer my question, what else can be?
Well, this is very, thank you for your question. Well, this is very absurd to call AI efficient. It is not AI is not efficient at all. Today's AI is efficient enough just to open gates for ourselves. Thank you very much, we can do it ourselves. The thing is that AI is full of flaws. First thing first, I want to put this point that AI takes things literally. Ask an AI robot to open television for you, and it may open literally your television, causing you more harm than any good. Sarcastically speak to an AI robot when it will break your glass of the house. That well done. It may break all the glasses of your house. Do you call this efficient? I don't. Thank you. Your next question, please.
My second question, continuing the argument, my second question would be, we could always quote anything from fiction movies, but can we not see many uses of AI every day? Like I mentioned, the medical field, and then even now we are communicating through an AI-based server somewhere in a Microsoft headquarters.
Sorry, my friend. Thank you for your question. Sorry, my friend, you are gravely mistaken. What you're quoting is about software technology, and I am talking about AI here. The difference between the two, I would like to illustrate right now. Ever worked with an automatic washing machine? You have to set criteria like how hot the water should be, how long, what is the texture of the clothes, how long the washing will be. So these are software technology which we are working every day in our life. But AI, if there is an artificially intelligent washing machine, it will detect everything on its own and start washing the clothes. And such type of technology does not exist. So you're hypothetically speaking that we are working with AI. And then you mentioned about something medical field. There is a very blunder which is created by AI in the medical field. This blunder is if there are five diagnoses tested by AI, and these five diagnoses tested positive for a tumor, then even if the sixth person which goes for this diagnosis will be tested positive for tumor because AI works on the basis of its previous experiences. So this is the flaw which it has in the medical science. Thank you.
Thank you.
With this, we come to the end of our debate round. Thank you, children, for presenting your views. You have enthralled the audience with your stimulating speeches. Let's have a big round of applause for all the participants, please. I would request Mrs. Sarna Kaur from the jury to come and address our participants.
First of all, I would like to thank the management, the principal, the teachers, the students, and above all, our chairman for giving me this beautiful invitation. Thank you so much. It's really done me good. In these difficult times, when we are in the grip of a pandemic, Army School has done something really commendable by organizing this debate competition. All the speakers have shown a lot of razzmatazz, lot of excitement. You have been full of gusto and zest. Congratulations to each one of you for this wonderful job. I especially congratulate the teachers who have made a great effort to make this program a success in spite of the technical problems. Everything went off well. And what I appreciated the most was that none of the students looked into the paper, they all remembered. Hats off for that to the teachers and the students. Well done. Artificial intelligence is a simulation of human intelligence processes by computers and machines. It is useful in different fields, in the army, in agriculture, in different segments. The cars can be driven without you, safely, and many more fields. But what I want to emphasize is that technology has progressed by leaps and bounds, but this human mind, this intelligence, technology can never compare. And apart from that, this human mind is a monster of depravity. That's wickedness. It is for us to choose our intelligence correctly so that humanity can really progress. Thank you once again, Meenakshi ma'am, the principal, the teachers, for giving us this opportunity to be with us, with you. Thank you, and being with me also. It has been a great moment meeting you after 3.5 decades. Yeah, so it's not the first time that I'm here with the Army School. I've been here many a time, and it feels really very, very great. Thank you. Thank you once again. God bless you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind words. Now, may I request our second judge, Mrs. Lakshmi Ramamurthy, to give some tips to our students.
It's almost at the doorstep of being afternoon. So a very good afternoon to all of you. Good morning to the respectable management, to our principal, madam, who always remembers me, to the staff, and to the wonderful students, and of course, not forgetting all the other people, the cast and the crew, I would say, in other words. It was really, wonderful, very mesmerizing. I have been a CCA in charge in Kendriya Vidyalayas for about 25 years. And I tell you, I enjoyed each and every sip of it today. It was so nice, so well disciplined, and so planned and worked out and researched, everything done so nicely. My teacher is here, Miss Sarna Kaur, and initially I was telling Sapna, why are you calling me? Because my teacher's there. I won't be able to stand. Because in our days, we were like this. But then she made me comfortable by coming close and hugging me. So that was the time wo kehte na jadoo ki jhappi. And then all the fear went away. So I would only like to say a big congratulations to all the students who participated. It needs real gut, Online, online, online. I've been listening for 2 years almost. I tell you, it's so difficult for the teachers to constantly be on their toes, not to be heard, sometimes to be heard, sometimes repeatedly being said, no, I'm unable to understand. Sometimes students vanish and they say, my set was not okay. I mean, so many, things. And I think children know better than us how to escape. And they know how to get out of all this. If they don't want to study, nobody can make them sit and study. It is just like taking the horse to the water and not make it drink. So these students nowadays, like what we were in those days, having a glimpse of the teacher nearly killed us. But today, things are not the same. So everything was very nicely planned. One thing, children, I would like to tell you, everyone knows that if we talk about AI, it's nothing new. God gave us 5 receptors and a computer. See? He knew it. That during the COVID, we need to have 2 years to hang on to. Who knows when all this began, when the humans were created, when Adam and Eve came and did all that, Manu Shatrupa came and did all that. But then we have years to hang on those things to our years. In the same way, we have all those 5 receptors, and we have always decided to do what is right and wrong, sometimes deliberately doing the wrong also. Nowadays, of course, in a jiffy, we do things. Really. You just shut your eyes and then done. Because of the AI machines. Very easy. In our days, I remember I used to travel to this house and that house, that teachers have given us this job, and I really don't know the answer. And my chachas and chachis of that area used to sit with us and help us. Today, nobody needs. At the click, they have everything. So easy. They don't have to run around. They don't have to research because reading has gone. As a language teacher, I would say that please start doing that reading part. I write, and my signatory authority is Ruskin Bond. So, he keeps talking to me, and I keep telling him, I ask him so much. He tells me, reading is vanishing. So that is very heart-wrenching, I tell you. Children, just remember, read. Even if you read one page, and do the reading loudly. Don't give a silent reading. Loud reading is very important because this computer catches so many things, Secondly, all this started in, way back when one of the child, I think, spoke about that great man who started it in 1950. I would not repeat because so many things have already been said. But then I would like to say, apart from John McCarthy, there were other people like IBM, Sony, Google Now and Google Deep Blue, all those things. They have helped us a lot. But still, as my teacher said, human creation is the best creation. No one can beat. And that is why maybe we are old enough to say all that. Maybe we are not. We are trying to walk with you all hand in hand. But still, I would say the people who spoke against came out with more, things. And especially this boy. Please, may I know your name better? Guru Pratap Singh. My God. I had those goosebumps, I tell you. The way he came out with those things, and wonderful. Just keep doing like this. Be the way you are, and you will really do wonders, I tell you. So AI is a boon. Of course, change is acceptable in a very different way. We are very reluctant to accept the changes, but then changes are very important. Gita says that. Bhagavad Gita says change is inevitable. It should come. We should accept. Very important. At the same time, we are the ones, humans are the ones who can choose what is right and what is wrong. We are not having any Mahabharata Yuddha now, where Krishna will come and show his Virat Roop and say, yes, they all are already dead. We are now depending on AI. There comes your AI. But then the statistics are wrong most of the time. Most of the time. I'm telling you. Because AI has the feeding done by the humans. And that can change accordingly. Socio-economic, political, and so many other reasons. If you want to have jhuta-muta applause, then you will do that. I'm telling you. And you need to have guts for that. If you have to, be that sacha person, you have to walk on that sword. In every age, we had Jesus Christ. We had Muhammad Saab. We had Krishna, of course, though born in a royal family, but still, he had to face. And so many other people, Vivekananda, so many other people, Gandhi ji. Where do you find such people now? God, I think, doesn't have the material to create that stern stuff now. That is important. And of course, it is costly. Your AI machines are very costly. And don't think hum bahut piche hain. We have those small smartphones, AI machines. We try our best to learn from you people. the most important thing now is that please remember one thing, children. You are very intelligent. You know what you're doing. And you will, of course, go beyond boundaries. I know that. But still, remember one thing. You have two precious windows with you, and they are your eyes. Very recently, I started with eye yoga. And I understood one thing because the yoga teacher was telling me this, that eyes are the most used and abused organ. Used and abused. If you're studying, you're sitting for hours, not blinking for a single second. So blinking is important. Relax your eyes. Clean them with clean water. Have a full bucket of water, immerse your eyes in it, go round and this way and that way. Okay? The anti-rotation and that rotation, whatever you say so in your eye. So, eyes are very precious. You have everything with you, but remember, don't lose your weapons. जल्दबाजी में हमने अगर आंखें खोल दी, तो one thing will be left, सूरदास के पद, वो गाते रहो. So please don't do that. Respect yourself, love yourself, that is most important. Baki Satyamev Jayate. This boy, please, I want everyone to clap for him, and I'll specially clap. Really, I tell you, this boy is a gem. He had each and every fact and figures correct. Each and everything. You are very precious for the country, beta. All the children are precious. So many other children spoke so well, especially the children who spoke for the against. They had so many things to say. So, all the best. Congratulations to everyone, each and every child. And I'm sure that you'll go with leaps and bounds beyond the skies and get everything in your hand. Those lovely things which God has made for you, has in store for you. I'm sure you'll be the winner in life. But take care of your eyes. Blink them. Clean them. Do the eye yoga. Okay? God bless you. Thank you, miss. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone here.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Sapna, thank you.
Now may I request our third judge, Mrs. Reena Chawla, to come and say a few words.
Change is the only permanent thing in life, and the secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. Good afternoon, Mrs. Panjwani, Principal of Army Public School, Mrs. Sarna, Mrs. Bhagyalakshmi, as I would like to fondly call her, the management, staff and students of Army Public School, as well as all the participating students. I am extremely pleased and honored to be invited to your prestigious institution to judge the inter-school English debate competition. It was something which I enjoyed and was an enriching experience for me. AI, I would say, is here to stay. And there is no point in refuting its importance, as just a day before, if you've been watching the current affairs and the news, our very own Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, has launched a website dedicated to artificial intelligence. What more can we say in its significance? Whether artificial intelligence is a bane or a boon rests entirely on our judicious use of the artificial intelligence. We, the humans, are there to create it, and we will be there to utilize it. And our judicious use will see to it that we utilize it to our maximum possible benefit. Let the human intelligence and the artificial intelligence work together for one shared goal, that is, to make our lives better. It was a tough task to choose the winner, So I would say that I think my co-judges would agree with me. It was a difficult task. But for me, children, all of you participants are winners. As it is very rightly said, the important thing in life is not winning, but taking part. The essential thing in life is not conquering, but fighting well. So you all fought very well. Thank you. God bless each one of you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind words. Now, till the time the result is being compiled, let's hear some drumming skills. So coming up is a drum display by Master Kishan Singh. Thank you, children. That was indeed great. So now, the most awaited moment, the results for the cluster level English debate competition. I request our chief guest, OIC School Lieutenant Colonel Dipankar, to kindly give away the prizes to the winners. Any guesses, participants? Any guesses what the results are going to be like? The best speaker for the motion, any guesses? Participants, any guesses? Best speaker for the motion. Just keep guessing, just keep guessing. Best speaker for the motion is Miss Sarika Mishra with 134.5 points. APS Jhansi. Best speaker against the motion. Any guesses? Okay. So the best speaker against the motion is Master Guru Pratap with 140 points from APS Jhansi. Best interjector, Master Karuvilla Jacob with 53 points. Can we have him on the screen, please? Master Karuvilla Jacob. Okay. From Gwalior. He's from
Thank you.
Gwalior.
Thank you,
he's
sir,
T1,
and thank you,
sorry.
teachers.
He's from Gwalior. Bhopal.
Ma'am,
Master
APS.
Karuvilla
He is
Jacob
from APS Bhopal.
Yes, he's from Bhopal.
Thank you, ma'am.
The runners-up team with 319.5 points is, any guesses? It is APS Sagor.
Ma'am, principal.
APS Jhansi with 326 points. 3 cheers for APS Jhansi. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip.
Congratulations to all of you, children.
Thank you, ma'am.
Your efforts are well congratulated. Thank you, teachers as well.
Congratulations to all the winners. With this, we come to the end of today's program. On behalf of the principal, staff, and students of APS Jhansi, I would like to thank our chief guest, OIC Army Public School Jhansi, Colonel Dipankar, for gracing the occasion with his presence. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to our judges and guests for sparing their valuable time and helping us out in today's judgment. With a deep sense of appreciation, I thank our loving teachers for their untiring efforts. Special thanks to our IT team for extending their continuous support in organizing online events. Our sincere gratitude goes to all the coordinators and students of the participating teams for your kind cooperation. Thank you. Jai Hind. Okay, I request all of you to rise for our school anthem.